So the following is an overview of the spreadsheet that I've sent you. Essentially, we're operating off of these three tabs. The first tab is just a summary of the accounts that are operating in BC as they've kind of drilled wells in the last few years up there. I'm going to give a little bit of background information where I have it. This is the total amount of wells that they've drilled and pipelines they put in across all the markets that they belong to. And then over here is kind of their production data and what their budget is. That's in millions. So that's $4.3 billion. When we come down here, we look at our drilling summary. And I've got how many wells they've drilled 2016, 17, and 18. And then I've got the total drilled in out of those 3 months, or those 3 years, sorry. And then we take a look at it and we say, well, how many is that compared to all the well licenses in Western Canada? And then what percent drilled in BC? My philosophy is kind of focus on the top ones that, when you get below 50%, especially ones that have drilled a lot of wells elsewhere since 2016, it's much more difficult to go through the organization. And I'm going to do more on the contacts there, but what we started with is the contacts on accounts 50% or greater of the drilling is in BC. And when we come in here, what we are able to do is select any of the companies that we are interested in. And if, say, Black Swan is that company, you can filter down, and then here are all the contacts that we have. I've also provided here VP Business Development is just kind of a shortcut that I like to use. If I was going to go search this particular individual on LinkedIn, I can copy this contact information here, and when I come back over to my LinkedIn page, I can post that there and take a look and see if that particular person comes up. Unfortunately, not all of them are going to. Some of the there we go. So that one didn't work, but in this particular case, it did work. So I'd be trying to connect with her, maybe sending an email, those types of things to build some relationship, understand who it is that they're partnering with in the BC region on that side of it. The other thing that we can look at is the information that I send you on a weekly basis. So depending on what our, what your focus is, but if we look at, say, well licenses, here I see Black Swan 6 well licenses. So I'm going to come to that spreadsheet and I'm going to take a look at, my contacts at Black Swan. Who am I connected to? Who do I need to connect to? Who am I adding? And then I would reach out to them and see if there's an opportunity for me to provide them some services.